Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. If you'd like to support the channel even further, hit that join button next to the horror shark icon and join the channel for as little as $1.99 a month. It would greatly help me out and I would really appreciate it. You can get perks, so definitely check it out and let's get started. While it's not original, it's in its very own way original. A fistful of dollars. This is the 1964 first installment in the Man with No Name Dollars trilogy, which were all directed by Sergio Leone. This is also this film's 60th anniversary. Wow, how time flies. The plot. He came to the town as an unknown, but he will leave with a name that no one will forget. Joe is told of a place where he could make a lot of money. Seeing the constant opportunities to pit the two bosses of this particular town against each other, he seizes it. Things run pretty smoothly for a while, but if they didn't start to get bad, well, we wouldn't have a movie. Similarities between this film and Yojimbo were so prevalent that there was actually a lawsuit which kept the film from getting released here in the United States until 1967. After the next two movies in the Dollars trilogy for a few dollars more, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So yes, it's Yojimbo with a Western flair. Cool. You have a beautiful environment with interesting looking people living in this particular place. Leone always had an eye for the ugly. In this small town, corruption keeps on getting in the way of peace. The things in this movie that really stuck out with the audiences back then, me now, and probably people who will see this movie for the first time, are the characters and the music. Joe, played by Clint Eastwood.
Hello?
From Dirty Harry. He's an outsider who was labeled as a man with no name. Which isn't true. Guy's name's Joe in this film, and he is the smoothest hustler this side of the South. He is conning people out of their money left and right, without actually hurting anybody. In fact, he kind of makes things a little bit better for a while. Mostly for himself. Hell, he even uses two soldiers as bait, but they're already dead, so no harm, no foul. Eastwood's performance is legendary, and instantly cemented him as an icon. He was on another Western show before called Rawhide. This was his claim to fame. Ramon Rojo, played by Gianna Maria Bolonetti, is a slimy bastard, but a crack shot nevertheless. He uses medieval armor as target practice, and he always makes these cute little shapes out of his bullet holes. He's also very smart, strategically planning to make money and to slowly take over the town. Silvanadio, played by Jose Calvo, is a barkeeper who has extra rooms to spare. He finds Joe's whole mission to be infuriating, but also funny depending on the circumstance. He is still a kind soul who wants what's best for the town. Gunfighters, according to him, are all the same.
Eating and drinking, killing, that's all you can do, just like the rest of your kind.
John Baxter, played by Wolfgang Lekshevsky. I think that's how you say his name, but it's a badass name nevertheless. Wolfgang is always a badass name. He is the other boss in town. He only gets the title because he's sheriff and has some say. Marisol, played by Marianne Koch, is a captive. Ramon is infatuated with her and holds her captive, a hostage in his own home. Esteban Rojo, played by Sijhard Rupp, is tempered and not so smart. He is extremely impulsive and can't sort things out for himself.
Is it possible, old fellow? that you'll never be able to reach any conclusions on your own.
Don Benito Rojo, played by Antonio Prieto, is fed up with all the senseless killing and violence.
I think that Ramon has the right idea. I too am getting tired of these killings. They must stop.
He only wants what's best for the Rojos, and maybe to some extent the Baxters.
The Baxters?
Rubio, played by Benito Stefanelli, who was also a different character in each sequel to this film, or well, whatever it is in the timeline, as well as in Iron Master. He is the heavyweight bodyguard. He was quite typecast a lot because, he's a big burly guy. Perry Penn, played by Joseph Egger, is a coffin maker and is worth his weight in gold for his reactions alone.
Get 3 coffins ready.
The subplot with Marisol being captive and kept away from her family, it didn't really need to be in there, but it does add some humanity to Joe. Being filmed in Cabo de Gata, Almeria, Andaluca, Spain, the film does look like it takes place in the West, with a southern flair. It's funny that is actually the case for most of these kind of films, the spaghetti western. A southern western Italian setting with Mexicans and Americans playing central roles. A mud movie if I've ever seen one. For the gore, the effects, people are shot, but there's very little blood. It mostly comes from a scene where Joe's getting beaten up by the Rojo clan. Guess things didn't go out quite as he was planning the whole time. Joe's not one to be messed with, and those scenes are tense. For the motion picture soundtrack, the ever-versatile Ennio Morricone brought a musical style to the Western genre that had not been heard before. It provides a stylish cool that matches Eastwood's personality perfectly. The main theme starts simple enough, but then other instruments are added in there, and the opening credit sequence is awesome, as for most of these other Leone spaghetti western films. Anyway, it builds and builds and becomes this triumphant tune that keeps on screaming, "We will fight!" A classic score from a master composer who only improved from here. Overall, this being the shortest of the Dollars trilogy, running just under 100 minutes, becomes the most accessible. It's a solid stepping stone of what was to come. While it is wholly unoriginal, it's brought a style that no one was really expecting in the dying Western genre. The spaghetti Western genre survived and thrived for 5 to 10 years. Plus, it was a money train that could not be robbed. And we have director Sergio Leone, musical composer Ennio Morricone, and actor Clint Eastwood to thank for that. I highly recommend this film. Whether you've seen Yojimbo or not, this takes the same story but runs with a different style. No wonder it became a hit and Eastwood a household name. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. You've been watching Sharkcast Entertainment, and I've been your host, Brian Gatto. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook. Also hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as always, subscribe. Yeehaw.